Yo, what is going on, Red family? Welcome to Red TV. So glad you guys are here tonight. And as you can see, we have a little bit of a graduation theme night tonight. So we got a lot of fun things in store for you guys tonight.
Yeah, and I have to just be honest though, Caleb, I think you have to move your tassels back to the other side.
Oh, is it this side?
Yeah, because you didn't graduate yet. Like,
Wait,
I can put mine over here because I graduated college.
I graduated high school.
Yeah, but what about college?
Are you devaluing all of our seniors who are graduating high school, Gil? They can't turn their tassel?
They cannot. No, they can, but you can't.
Darn.
No, I'm just kidding. So thanks so much for joining us on our graduation night. Big shout out to all the graduating class of seniors, but also if you're graduating middle school or graduating elementary school and stepping into 6th grade and you're with us, congrats on graduating. We think that's super fun. But we want to know, where are you tuning in from tonight? We want to know, are you from one of our 6 campuses? Are you from Deer Lakes, Northside, Mount Nebo, Ohio River, Butler, or Hampton? Because we want to know. It takes me a while to always get through that. I can't do it in one shot typically, but we want to know if you're tuning in from there or if you're tuning in from somewhere else throughout the country. Tell us in the chat below because we want to know.
Yeah, and specifically shouting out to Deer Lakes. We know you guys are having a watch party tonight.
I was supposed to remember that, but Caleb just covered for me, so thank you.
Gil. I'm here for you. Shout out to Deer Lakes. We hope you guys are having fun, getting together again. We know it's so awesome to be able to see people again and get social again. I know it's been so long since we've had that. So pumped for you guys and for everyone watching, including Deer Lakes. Maybe you're just at your home watching. Man, we want you guys to answer this question in the chat. Which Disney princess do you think would win in a fight?
Yeah. So I think that what we want to do, is, actually, wait, let me think. I think it has to be Jasmine if I'm making a bet, because here's why I think it's Jasmine. First of all, she's been raised with money, so obviously she has a whole kingdom worth of wealth and resources. She's probably been trained in a lot of things. She probably has some sort of combat abilities, even though I haven't seen it, but she's not afraid of anything. So that's it. That's my vote.
For me, I think it has to be Mulan.
Why?
Yeah. Well, Mulan defeated an entire army. Shout out to all my Mulan fans. Also,
I like Mulan.
Mushu is one of the coolest characters in the world. So I don't know how that adds into that.
No, but that's true.
But I'll throw Mushu in there as kind of a bonus.
Do you know in Emperor's New Groove when he says he's Kronk is the little angel and devil? Kronk or the one does the handstand thing. It's oh yeah, you have a point. Anyways, we have a fun game for you planned tonight, so.
Yeah, we have a great game we're gonna play tonight. We're gonna play it because of all of our seniors. We're playing in a few minutes here. We just wanna take some time really quick here to talk about our seniors. But while we're working through this, we actually have a little bit of an issue, so stick with us. We're working everything out to make sure you guys have an awesome service tonight. But let's talk about seniors, man. We're so proud of you guys. We know this has been kind of a weird season for all of you guys and everything that's been happening. But we wanna just say, man, we're so proud, and God has something in store for you in this next season.
Yeah, and the thing is, what's cool is actually this is how you know you're the protagonist in a story, because bad stuff or unfortunate things always happens to the protagonist, right? Your senior year, we know you've had things you got canceled, you have no prom or no. Do they still do the cruise? What's the boat they go to downtown?
Oh, are you talking about the big ducky thing that came that one year?
No,
is that a different thing?
Not the ducky. No,
Stay in the chat if you think about the ducky all the time, because I know I do. I love that big ducky.
No, not the ducky. The Gateway Clipper. That's what it is. They have a dinner on the Gateway Clipper. The ducky.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
No!
Does no one remember the giant ducky that we're talking about?
Oh, the rubber duck.
Yes.
Oh, what's the ducky tours? Those are the things that take you in.
We are getting so sidetracked.
Yeah, we are, but that's okay. Anyways, seniors, congratulations. We're glad.
Yeah.
You're glad you're graduating. If you can actually do us a favor, we also want to know what college or what trade or what you're headed to after high school. So make sure to tell us in the chat below as well, because we would love to know what on earth you're doing next, because we think that's
Oh yeah. Gil, I bet you're feeling pretty old knowing that people have graduated this year, and you were graduating how many years ago was it now?
Can I actually tell you this? So I graduated 2008. Pause.
12 years.
Pause. Some of you 6th graders that are now entering 6th grade were born that year. Wow.
That's crazy, actually.
Just call me Grandpa Gil.
Well, it's even weirder, thinking about seniors were born in 2002. I'm like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I'm a 1990s baby.
Grade. I think it was 7th grade. What year were you born?
I'm 97, so I'm barely 90s baby.
Well, that still counts though. I was 89, but I was December of 89, so I feel like.
Whoa, you're an 80s baby!
Yeah, technically for 3 weeks.
Wow, Gil, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's It's bad.
But we feel a little bit old here, but we're still so proud of all of our seniors, what you guys are doing. We're excited to see you guys head on to this next season of college for you guys. So again, like what Gil was saying, spam that in the chat. Throw something down in the chat below so we can pray for you guys, but then also we can recognize and celebrate how amazing you guys have done.
And specifically, if you're a little bit undecided, if you're like, man, I'm still not really sure what I want to do, I actually want to give a little bit of a shameless plug here. One of the things that Caleb did and I did right after high school was the Northeast Ministry School. And man, I have to tell you, that single thing actually, I feel like more than all of my youth group experiences is what shaped my life and the direction of what I felt called to. Because up until that point, I actually kind of like Liam, if you know him here from Hampton, if you don't know him from Hampton, he's one of our seniors that's graduating. He's joining the Air Force. And my goal was actually to join the Air Force as well when I graduated, but I went to Northeast Ministry School and God called me into ministry. I think it was like January or February of the next year. And after that, I began to pursue ministry. But like even more than that, it wasn't just about being called into ministry. It was about the things that God spoke into my life that shaped my spiritual faith, that shaped my identity, and shaped my philosophy on like what values and principles that I have. And this is something I think is sometimes passed over in a modern world, is not having those values and principles carved out really far ahead of time before you jump into spending a lot of money. So I want to encourage you, if you're not sure what you're doing, check out the Northeast Ministry School, because it's a really, really life-changing thing.
Oh yeah, and I know for me, man, that really established, you know, the authority of God and how much authority we carry as Christians. So I encourage you, whether or not you're going into ministry or you just want to be somebody who grows in your relationship with God, check out the Northeast Ministry School, because it can really transform your walk with God. But here we go, guys. We're excited because we're going to play a game tonight, so check it out.
Well, what's going on, everybody, and welcome. Happy graduation night. We're so glad you're here. I'm in my royal regalia, and I'm joined by two of our awesome seniors. What's up, guys? Here, let's do this. Why don't you just introduce yourselves in case there's anybody who doesn't know who you guys are. So, mystery girl, whose name we don't know at the top, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone?
Hey, I'm Becca.
What up, Becca? Becca, fun fact about you. Your last name is Horter, but I thought it was hoarder for a number of years, like someone who accumulates too much stuff. That's what I thought it was for a really long time, until actually, no disrespect, but very recently. I was saying it wrong the whole time. And then below, we have, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yo guys, what's going on? My name's Aaron.
Aaron. Hi, bro. So good to see you guys. Hey, in case you don't know these guys, these are two of our most favorite seniors here graduating. Congrats. All right, I got a question for you guys. Two questions, actually. Question number one, if you could go back to your school for one day, you only have one day where you run all your classes, Becca, what would you do? What would you do if you had one day?
I'd probably study a little more.
With what? What kind of answer is that? No, this wasn't supposed to be advice. Becca thought this was her moment. No, I said you had one day. I don't know, like prank a teacher, hug your friend, I don't know. All right, Aaron, you get to go back one day. What would you do?
If I could go back one day,
I
feel like I would just want to hang out with my friends.
Come on.
Just take advantage of that time together.
With the boys. Right?
For sure,
okay.
for sure.
So here's what we've got. We've got a diploma right here, but there's only one. Only one of you can be titled the Superior Senior. You like that? You like that? I'm going with that. Okay, so here's what's really fun about today's game. It's just a bunch of trivia, so whether you're watching at home, on Instagram, Facebook, the Deer Lakes Watch Party, what up? You guys can go ahead and just comment, spam your answers in the chat, but these two are gonna be playing. So I'm gonna ask a question, you guys will write it down, and let me know what you think. Who's gonna be the Superior Senior and graduate today? All right, question number one, you ready? Now, we're gonna do a lot of this for the senior class. So you guys were born around 2001, 2002. That's kind of when you guys were born. So that's around where all our trivia is taking place today. Question number one. What was the highest grossing movie in the year 2002? So basically, when you guys were born, what was the highest grossing movie? Four options. Number one, was it Spider-Man? Number two, was it the second Lord of the Rings? Number three, was it Star Wars Episode 2? Or was it Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets? Well, I feel like actually I could be I could be one of those professors right now. Switch and flip. Okay, one more time. Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings 2, Star Wars 2, or Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. You guys have your answers. At home, you need to be writing down what you guys think. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to show me your answer in 3, 2, 1. What do you got? We got Harry Potter and Spider-Man. The correct answer is Spider-Man! Yeah, baby! Let's go, Becca Horter. Well done. Oh, she get hey. Well done. Come on. That's some Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. That was the crappy one. Who paid to see that? Actually, I did. All right, question number 2. Question number 2, here it is. When the Steelers last won their Super Bowl, okay, their most recent Super Bowl dub, who was the MVP of the Super Bowl? Let's see if you guys even remember any of these players. Number 1, was it Ben Roethlisberger? Number 2, was it Troy Polamalu? Number 3, Santonio Holmes? Or number 4, Jerome Bettis? The bus can do it. Okay, who was the Super Bowl MVP of the last time that they won? Now, I'm not gonna say that year because that might give this away. I'm gonna give you guys 10 more seconds. Oh man, I remember watching this. Actually, the power went out just seconds before the final play of the game, but it turned on right at the end. Oh, I was going nuts. I went downtown. It was so fun. All right, I need an answer from you guys in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show me the money. What do you got? All right, Becca says Ben. He says Santonio, Holmes. The correct answer is Santonio Holmes. Let's go, baby. Aaron. Dang, look at that little he's got going on. I got some swag. Dang, Becca, he tied it. Oh, all right, question number 3. You guys doing okay at home? Let us know how you're doing. Let's see who can get a perfect 7 for 7. Question number 3. Oh, what year did the first iPhone come out? Now that is hard for me to remember. Dang, life before iPhones. Believe it or not, it did happen. What year did the first iPhone come out? Was it 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I gotta be completely honest. I actually got this one wrong when I was looking it up. So it even took me by surprise. 2006, 7, 8, or 9. Let us know. Hurry up. If you're on Instagram, do it right now. 3, 2, 1, show me. What do you got? What do you got? All right, 2007. The correct answer is 2007. Let's go. Dang. All right, Aaron, how'd you know that?
I thought it was 2006, but then I just did eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and I was right. So it paid off.
Dang. That's some good advice for our underclassmen. When you're put in a test question that you don't know. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Becca, did you know it's 2007 or you just guess as well?
I just guessed.
Okay, all right. You guys could have lied about that, and I would have totally believed you. I was pretty impressed. Okay, question number 4. What was the number 1 song the year that you guys were born in, your senior year, 2002? Okay, these are some throwbacks. Holy moly. Was it Lose Yourself by Eminem? Wow. When the music... Okay, no one wants to hear me do that. Okay, Lose Yourself, Eminem. A Moment Like This by Kelly Clarkson. How You Remind Me by Nickelback. Let's go. Or You Got It Bad by my boy Usher. I'll say it one more time. Lose Yourself by Eminem. A Moment Like This by Kelly Clarkson. How You Remind Me by Nickelback. Or You Got It by Usher. Hurry up, spam it in the chat. What do you guys think was the number 1 song in 2002? I actually had to second guess this because I could not believe that any of these were the number 1 song at one point. Lord have mercy on our soul. Okay, I need an answer in 3, 2, 1. What do you got? He said, Lose Yourself. How You Remind Me. The answer is, unfortunately for all of us, How You Remind Me by Nickelback. Wow. Aaron, listen, I can see. I didn't know either. I had no idea how on earth we listened to that so many times, but oh, my. Okay, question number 5. Question number 5. This is fun. I love this. Question number 5, here it is. Which shoe brand did both Carrie Underwood and Britney Spears do a ton of marketing for in the early 2000s to mid 2000s? Okay, so Carrie Underwood and Britney Spears partnered up with a shoe brand. What shoe brand was it? Was it Nike, Skechers, Heelys, or Reebok? Which shoe brand?
What year did you say?
2002. No, it was actually just through the late 2000s. All through the 2000s, they did a lot of different campaigns, shows, magazines, commercials, ads. They were both a big part of this company. Okay. Nike, Skechers, Heelys, and Reebok. Quite honestly, man, just the fact that we wore any of those. I mean, Nikes are all right, but okay, I need an answer from you in 3, 2, 1. What do you got? Skechers. Skechers, the correct answer is Skechers. Let's go. All right, well done, well done. We got ourselves a game. All right, so Becca is sitting 1 point up, 4 to 3. Becca in the lead. Dang, Becca, you know your history. Okay, here we go. We are at question number 6. Oh, this is a good one. What year was LOL, like as in laugh out loud? What year was LOL added to the dictionary? Was it, why are these in such a weird order? Was it, I'm just gonna read them in the order that they are, but it's kind of weird. 2011, 2010, 2013, or 2012? Which one of our unpaid interns put this in this way? I'll do it again. Was it 2010, 11, 12, or 13? That's a lot easier. 2010, 11, 12, 13. When was LOL added to be official, okay, let me try that again. In the dictionary, be an official word. I can't even believe it's an official word. It's an abbreviation. This shouldn't even be a word. I sound like a boomer. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? You have your answer? 10, 11, 12, or 13? 3, 2, 1. Show me the money. What do you got? He said 2012. She said 2011. The correct answer is 2011. Oh, Aaron, you hate to see it. Dang, baby. Okay, we're gonna do one more just for fun, even though Becca's already won it. Aaron, unfortunately, there's no hope for you, but I mean, you're a nice kid, so there's that, I guess. Question number 7, we're gonna do it really, really fast. This trend peaked in 2010, but this had 7 different spots on Amazon's best-selling toy list, okay? Which toy was 7 times on Amazon's best-selling toy list? Was it a fidget spinner, slap bracelets, silly bands, or Furbies? Peaked in 2010, which toy? I'm gonna give you just 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on, show me, you gotta show me those boards. He said silly bands, she said silly bands. The correct answer is silly bands. Let's go. Why were those a thing, y'all? Why were those a thing? Well, unfortunately here, Aaron, you couldn't get the dub, which means the superior senior for tonight is none other than Becca Horder. Let's give it up for her. Well done, Aaron. Hey, thanks so much for participating. You get nothing, you lose. Becca, this diploma. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, you hate to see it. Becca, your diploma, I'm gonna open it live for everyone right here. Oh wait, it's not a diploma. It's a Monopoly game board that I got at home. Woo! So you can come to the church here in the next 2 minutes to claim your Monopoly board. Thanks so much for playing. You guys are my super seniors. Love you guys so much. We're so proud of you. Hey, if you liked that, tune in for next week. We're gonna have some awesome games, and this now is your Red Alerts. Thanks so much for playing.
Congratulations, Becca, on the dub. Dubs only for Becca Horder.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you
Congrats.
guys saw that, by the way. That diploma was not only Monopoly, it was Pokemon Monopoly, the best kind of Monopoly. That was awesome. Becca, I hope you enjoy your amazing gift. Make sure you come and grab it. But right now, we got your Red Alerts. We're gonna keep you informed on what is going on. First off, if you're joining us on Red TV, which if you're watching, you are joining us.
Surprise.
Hey! We're so glad you guys are with us. And maybe if it's your first time, we're even more pumped that you guys are joining us on Red TV. Guys, we're here every week on IG, YouTube, and Facebook at 7 Live. So make sure to join us because we're having a lot of fun. This tassel keeps smacking me in the
we're supposed to
face.
look at each other periodically, but like it's just kind of hard.
Yeah, it kind of flies around everywhere.
Like go back.
Oh, but guys, we want to make sure you guys also stay connected. So follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook because we got a lot of fun stuff going on there. Specifically on Instagram, we have daily content. So our daily Devos that release in the morning, but then also our Red Dailies where we have them fun stuff going on every evening. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So make sure you hit those follow buttons, hit those notification bells. That way you're staying in tune on what we got going on here at Red.
Yeah, and this week as part of Red Alerts, we have like a fun little mini game. If you've ever played like Mario Party, you know,
Hey-o.
little mini games within the game. This is a mini game for you. We have a bunch of our seniors. We did our best to collect all of the seniors that we have that come to Red. We have all of their baby pictures. So we're gonna play a little
Wow,
mini
so
game here.
cute.
We want you to tell us if you, in the chat, if you know who the baby picture actually belongs to. So we're gonna put the first one up here. I think it's gonna be like here in the corner.
There it is.
Look at this.
Oh, look at that little bike. I
So-
like the vintage look here.
Yeah, here's the things I want to point out. I want to point out the parted hair, the center part, and I want to point out the fact that I think he's riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, he's riding a
I
little
can't
bike.
tell.
He's riding a little bike.
Little bike. So tell us who you think this is. We're going to give you an easy one to start with. This should be like a no-brainer.
Oh yeah,
Because-
this person was recently on
And
Red
it
TV,
is
and there
none
it is.
other than...
Aaron Whitfield. Wow, look at that. Look at him in that pose, too,
Yeah, I know,
dude.
it's a
Look
power
at the
pose.
glow up we got going on here with our
That's
boy
so
Aaron.
good.
Even
All
though
right.
he grew up to be a loser at this game, he still is a
You're-
winner in our hearts.
Savage. All right, here we go. Next one. Cute little one here. Aw, adorable.
Wow, look at that.
Doing some chalk drawings on the sidewalk. It's cute. So tell us who you think this is. We're gonna give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
And it
The answer
is
is none other than Autumn Lanza.
Lanza. Wow.
Lanza.
Look at
Lanza
that.
like Kwanzaa.
I love that. Look, I love watching the glow up of our seniors.
Yeah, they
You
look
get
so
to
good.
see
This
them with
whoever
the
did this
little
photo
dude.
is a great photographer. That coloring, that lighting is fantastic.
Yeah, some of our other seniors didn't send him the best photo, so.
Oof.
We
All
gotta
right, here we
work
go.
with that.
Third one here. Aw, this
I
is
like
a
the
cute
hat.
little hat.
I like the style going on here. Honestly, you got the hat. You got the nice little like regal
very like
dress.
you know, like
it.
little farmhouse on the prairie or something. Was it
Oh,
little
yeah.
house on the prairie? Little farmhouse on the prairie? I don't know.
Wow.
Tell us your answer. You give me
You
3
butchered
seconds.
that one.
1 and time. The correct answer is
Wow, Becca Horder.
She was also on recently. This is another great photo.
Grew up to
I
be a
love it.
winner. Sorry, Aaron. Again, you just get roasted over and over again.
Ouch. Here we go. 4th one. Got a bunch of them here. And this is
No brainer.
This
If
is-
you don't know what this is, I mean, obviously, if you go to
He
Hampton, you
literally
have to do it.
carries the entire production department on his back. It's him and another student. They
Hint.
literally do all of the work. There's your little hint. That's correct. You guessed it. It's none other than
Caden
Caden
Jacobs. Wow, look at that. You honestly,
There you go.
with him specifically, I feel like you can really see that he looks like
Yeah,
the
his-
same.
It's a very similar smile. He's had that ever since he was a kid. That's a
Wow.
good one. Here we
Keep
go,
that-
next one.
keep that
I like
gold
this little
smile.
mini game. This is good. Oh wow, they
Oh.
just got in a fight
Dirty
with a
baby
battle of
becoming a
shampoo.
clean baby.
It's somehow not in his eyes, which are very like blue.
That's actually a girl, I'm pretty sure. So
Oh, I don't know.
It's a her.
I didn't think I see these before. This her? Oh, yeah, whatever.
All right,
Okay,
so
here
we're
we
gonna
go.
show the fixture in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's Carly Stuck.
Forgive me, Carly.
Yeah,
I didn't
he-
mean to think you were a boy. I
definitely
just
not
didn't
he.
know. Definitely not.
Oh,
My apologies.
That happens with little kids. Sometimes it's like, I don't really know. And so you just got a boy and be like, wow, that thing looks great.
That thing. Ouch. All right, here we go. Next one. Little football
Oh.
player. I don't know. Man, who plays football? I'm trying to think.
That's a good hint. And what are those colors? And what school do they go to? I don't know.
I
if
have
that's-
no idea. Red and white?
Yeah, I
Maroon and
have
white?
no idea.
I don't know. We'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. The answer is. Oh, Ian Cook. Ah, Ian, I'm sorry, man. Forgive me.
Dude, rocking that
couldn't
cowboy
remember.
hat, he's bringing me all the way back to Texas, y'all.
Oh, okay, please.
Don't go there. I won't
Leave
go
Texas
there.
in Texas.
I won't go
I love
there.
everything pure. Okay, next one. We got a couple more left here. Cute little baby.
Another one carrying us on the
Oh,
production
yeah.
team here.
That's right. It's the other part
It's
of the
the
dynamic duo.
sidekick of Caden Jacobs, one might say.
Wow, that will cause fighting words
That
between them.
will
Caden is
totally
literally
cause-
cheering to the side here.
Yeah,
you
he
can't
is.
see it, but he's jumping down and cheering. That's right. It's none other than Jacob Miller.
Oh,
Congratulations on graduating. It's another good photo, man.
I think we got
didn't have
one
photos
more.
like this. My photos were awkward. I should have brought in my photos.
I know.
They've been awful. All right, here we go. Last one. Aw.
Ooh, look at that. I like,
This is
like
a girl, assuming because of the pink.
Definitely a girl, and
Okay,
also I
got it.
like the you know, they went and took this.
This
picture.
is
It
like
wasn't just
a
random photo.
Sears that they went into back when that was a thing.
Yes.
They or J.C. Penney.
Yes.
3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and the answer is Kayla. Kayla. Okay, we have a couple more here. We're gonna
We
show.
were so wrong. We
I
have
thought there was
3
one more.
more.
We actually have 3 more after this. Congratulations, Kayla, on graduating. Here we go. We're gonna speed this up a little bit for you.
Oh,
Little
yeah.
blue
Who is
baby
that?
onesie.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, shoot.
Liam King.
There's
wow.
Liam with
Rocking
his
the
Air
Air Force shirt. Shout out to Liam King going to the Air Force. Pump for you, bro. That's gonna be amazing.
That is amazing. I'm low-key jealous. Oh, here we go. I know this one right away.
I feel like if you don't get this one, I feel like it's so obvious.
Yeah, at least to me it is. It feels like it's super obvious.
Yeah.
The smile's the exact same. 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. The answer is
Maddie Krills.
Maddie Krills. Here we go. And then now the actual last
Now the
one.
last one. Wow.
Wow,
we got a princess.
This is some joy here. This is some, like, she just got like a fairy wand to the Princess Kingdom or something. I don't know who this
What's
is.
that
I have no idea who this is. Here we go. 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. The answer is
Naraya.
Naraya. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Love that.
Well, hey, congratulations to all of our seniors. Thanks for playing our mini game with us. I don't know if you won, but if you did win, just tell us. We'll give you the honorary rewards.
Yeah.
And
maybe if you're a senior that didn't join us, we still want to say, hey, you guys are amazing and we appreciate you, even if we didn't get your baby photos.
big old facts. Now, with that, we're going to jump into our message for tonight. So get ready for our second week of Red Mixtapes. Now, before we explain this real quick, I've been informed that I think I referred to Caden Jacobs as a this instead of a person. So I apologize, Caden. He's not in the room here, but I just want to say officially on camera, I apologize for
He's
calling
a
you this.
he.
You are a he.
He is a man.
Anyways, now let's talk about Red Mixtapes. Basically what we're doing is we are analyzing all the top songs of today and what the values are in them. One of the beautiful things about music is it represents a lot of beliefs and ideas about the world, and we want to take those beliefs in our music today and see what the Bible has to say about them. So today we are picking a great song. It is called Graduation, and it's by Juice WRLD and Benny Blanco. And this is actually a cover. Believe it or not, look it up. You can look up Graduation. I think the artist's name was Vitamin C, and it was this like, I think it was literally in 2000 she did a song, and Juice WRLD took the chorus and remixed it in his song.
Vitamin
And
C sounds like a 2000 name. It definitely does.
It really, there's probably some pun in it. I don't know. But he took it and he covered it. And you know the song. I'm not gonna try to sing it for you because I'm tone deaf.
Gil,
but,
come on. Gil, for the people. Sing the song, Gil.
All right, for the
Let's
seniors.
go. I mean, this
I'll
is
do it
probably
for you.
not for the people. This is
I'll
probably
do it for the seniors. I'll try a little bit. It goes, I'll do my best Juice WRLD voice here. It goes, okay. As we go on. That's not it at all.
that's so...
We remember all the times we get your lighters out, had together. Okay, I won't keep singing.
Wow.
But basically,
Give
it
those
says,
claps up for Gil.
Give me
Spam
the
those
hand
in the
clap
chat.
in the
Come on,
chat.
that
Thank
was
you.
Great.
So it's the lyrics, if you couldn't hear me, were this. It says, as we go on, we remember all the times we spent together. As our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. And this has been really big on TikTok for a little bit here. It's peaked a lot more during, actually, I feel like during early May when people were starting to graduate and they were talking about missing out on prom and things like that. But it really is kind of like a feel-good, sentimental song where he's writing about Juice WRLD's writing about his high school years, and he's talking about these things like, we had these really good times where we were really close, and this like great stuff happened. And it kind of leaves you feeling like this like sentimental, nostalgic kind of way, which as a senior, I think you experience a little bit more fully. But even as, if you're an 8th grader and you're going to 9th grader, to be a 9th grader, I know you're probably thinking about your middle school years. So there's some sentimental value. There's some great memories, some great friendships that were made. And if you're a 6th grader coming out of 5th grade and you're now moving up to the middle school world, I know you're probably starting to feel this as well, where you're like, wow, these really were some good times. But there's something I want to draw our attention to here, because in this, the musician, I was gonna say the author, I don't know how I was gonna say that. I couldn't get author out of my brain. The musician Juice WRLD, he wrote at the time of this, he was probably about 20 to 21 when the song released, and he's writing about his high school experiences as a 20 or 21-year-old, and he said something in the second verse that's like surprisingly melancholy. It's surprisingly sad.
Yeah, it takes more of a turn towards that. So this is what the second verse says. It says, what I didn't know was this grown-up world was just a school in a blown-up world. There's still gossip, there's still drama, there's still problems, there's still a right and there's a wrong. And what Juice WRLD is saying is, even when he moved on past high school, when he moved into the next season of his life, there's still kind of the same old problems. There's still drama. There's still gossip. There's still people who are saying horribly mean things to you. There's still people who discriminate against you based on your gender, your race, your hobbies. There's people who overemphasize people who have better physical attributes. The same old problems that we dealt with in high school, we deal with now. And what I've seen a lot of times, at least in my life, I know I'm not super old, I'm only 22, but I know Gil feels this same way, is when we're looking towards that next season, when we get to that next season, that next thing, a lot of times it's not always what it was made out to be. Maybe it's not as glorious as we once thought it was. And dealing with this can be kind of difficult sometimes. Parents move out of state. A family member passes away. Your senior year gets taken away because of coronavirus. Some things just don't always pan out to what they're supposed to be, and it can leave you feeling frustrated and hopeless.
Yeah, and this has actually kind of played out in my life this way. So I talk about this a lot. You guys know I was born outside of Chicago. I moved here actually for my high school year. It was July 15th of 2004. I moved to Pittsburgh, and I remember thinking when I left Chicago, like, man, there's some ways that I didn't fit in. I had a couple close friends, but I was a little bit kind of socially awkward and not very confident, and I was trying to find myself and my footing. And I remember moving to Pittsburgh being like, man, I can't wait for this. Like, there's this whole new season of life, and it's going to be great. And when I got to Pittsburgh, all my same old problems and things had followed me. And it actually, I feel like, got worse for a while. Now, fortunately, God was in my life. I got more serious about my faith when I was in high school, and God really did a big thing. But I remember in my early high school years, specifically my first 2 years, things were worse. And I thought they were going to get better. And I remember thinking, like, man, I actually thought this was, like, going to be a better thing, but I feel like I've still ran into the same old problems.
Yeah, we all deal with this in a certain personal way. I know for me, just 2 years ago, when I moved away to Texas, I moved away, far away from here, all the way, like, away from my family and everything. I was excited because I thought it was going to be a new beginning. I could move away from the old problems I had, but I found that those same old problems were the same. Also added onto the fact that I was in a new place and there was this whole new homesickness that was added on top of it. So in this new situation where I thought something was going to be a certain way, it actually turned out it wasn't. And it left me feeling a little hopeless, a little frustrated, a little depressed, a little sad. So many different emotions. And this is something that we all experience, because truth is, this is just a part of life. When we move on to that next thing, the same old problems, the struggles that we have can sometimes continue with us. So I think the big question we're trying to answer here is, how do we navigate moments in life when things don't turn out the way we've hoped?
Yeah, because here's the truth about it. The beautiful tension of life is as you get older, and if you're a middle schooler, you're just starting to understand this. Like, when you step into middle school in the fall, you're going to realize it's a different world. When you step into high school as an 8th grader, going into 9th grade, you're going to realize it's a different world. When you're a 12th grader going to be a college freshman, it's going to be, or stepping into a trade school, whatever you're doing, it's going to be a different world. And like, what's important is learning how to navigate your faith in the midst of that. That's the thing that will define the longevity of your spiritual health, as well as your mental and emotional health as well. So here's what I want to do. I want us to jump into a book of the Bible here, and I have to give some context on it. So it's a book called Proverbs, and Proverbs is basically a giant book of wise sayings. And it's not as, like, maybe cheap as this, but picture like a giant book of, like, fortune cookie sayings, but like ones that are actually meaningful and actually have wisdom in it. Sometimes you get a fortune cookie and it's like, you're going to lose your shoe today. And you're like, why is this in my fortune cookie?
Like, it's like, help, I'm trapped in a cookie factory.
Yeah, have you gotten that one? Like, help, I'm trapped in a cookie factory?
Yeah,
you get kind of random things. So this is a lot more, this was like, we believe the Bible's guided by God and his hand is on it. So it's not as flippant as that, or as shallow as that. But there is a man that is like kind of considered the author of most of the book of Proverbs, was a man named Solomon. And I want to give context to who Solomon was before I read this Bible verse, because I don't know how much you know about Solomon or the details behind his life. But here's what you need to know. So Solomon was the descendant of a guy named King David. And if you've been in church for a while, or you've come to church once in a while, you've probably heard about David before. David is the guy that fought a giant named Goliath. He hit him with, like, a stone right in the middle of his eyes, and he died.
Classic.
And he ended up becoming the king of Israel. And he was like the king right after, like, a really evil king. And so he did all of this really, really good stuff. But Solomon was, as his son, would have seen a very different kind of life than what I think he would have expected, or anyone would have expected. And so here's some background stuff with him. So when he was like a kid, picture being a kid here for a moment, his brother tried to kill his father, David, chased him out of the kingdom, hunted him down, and he as a kid had to understand, okay, my brother is trying to kill my father. And it's kind of like, I think, like a little bit of a shocking thing, but then that gets resolved. It's really tragic as his brother dies, but his dad comes back to reign on the throne, and so he thinks, okay, I have my dad back here. This is a good thing. But as he's getting raised up, or as he's getting older, like he's in his teenage years, is what a lot of historians expect. As he gets towards about the age of 20, his father gets super ill, and his father picks Solomon, David picks Solomon to be on the throne. And you would think, okay, this is normal, he's a king, you can pick whoever you want. Here's what you need to know. David had other sons and other generals who thought the throne should belong to them. So here he is as a 20-year-old, and the day his father dies, his one brother does this giant, like, what's the word? It's like usurping? Is that the word? U-S-U-R-P-I-N-G?
Yeah, he usurped his throne. Yeah.
Usurped, yeah. So what he tried to do is he tried to lead this, the moment his dad died, he tried to lead the kingdom into convincing them, like kind of manipulating them into thinking he was the king. And Solomon had to do all this stuff to like be like, no, my father picked me, I'm the king. And then his father's old war generals that were like kind of out for power had to actually be like killed because they were gonna manipulate and do all these things. So Solomon at the age of 20 is now king. There has already been a coup that's tried to take his power away from him. He had to watch his brother try to take over his father's kingdom from him, and like a lot of people have now died. And Solomon's thrust into this as a 20-year-old. And I know as middle schoolers and high schoolers, you're like thinking, I'm not 20 years old. But believe it or not, you're closer to 20 than I am right now. I'm 30 years old. You're closer to 20 than I am too. But here's the thing. Solomon's life probably did not go the way that he thought. There's probably a lot of things that he felt sentimental about. You know, he probably has these moments of his childhood playing with his dad that were really fun. But now as an adult, he has the real world thrown in front of him. And there's probably some very shocking things, some very jarring things that cause him to feel depressed or anxious throughout all of this. And what he does is in this, he writes something in Proverbs that's so simple, but I think it's powerful. And just being honest, like he has gone through so much. I kind of give him some clout with this in my mind. Like if you ever met someone, like if someone like Rocky from the Rocky movies gives you some advice, you're probably gonna listen to him because he's like a really well-proven boxer. And you're like, I don't even know what he knows about this, but like he's really tough and he has a lot of clout, so I trust him. Solomon here, he writes this in Proverbs. It says this, it says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. And I think what's interesting for me is it shows that no matter how bad your life is, because I look at this and say, my life wasn't as tough as Solomon's at 20. That's fair to say. But the wisdom that he gives here is applicable regardless to what we've gone through, because what we are looking at here is not like an isolated truth, it's a universal truth. There's some things that we have with our relationship with God that make sure that he'll tell us what path to take, even when we're not sure, even when things didn't work out the way that we wanted or that we thought. He's above it all, and he can see it.
Yeah, that's good. And so again, the question we're trying to answer here is, how do we navigate moments in our life when things don't turn out the way we hope to? Well, the first thing you have to do is trust in God. Trust in the Lord. And this is easier said than done a lot of times. A lot of people will just say, hey, trust in the Lord. But man, that is something that can be really hard, because in these moments where things don't turn out the way we hope them to, it tends to lead to a lot of raw emotions of anger and frustration, humiliation, depression. And these emotions can be very loud, but here's the thing. We have to fight to let God's voice be the loudest thing in our life and be the thing that is speaking into us the most. So even when our emotions are going around, we can recognize that they're there. We don't ignore them. We don't say they don't exist, because they do. Those emotions are very real. So we recognize them and we say, we know our God can take care of them. That is what trust and faith looks like. So that's our first thing, is we have to trust in God.
Yeah, and we're just breaking this down verse by verse here. So it says, trust in the God, trust in the Lord your God, and do not lean on your own understanding. And here's something that I think is difficult. So you're Gen Z and I'm a millennial, and I know technically we're two different generations, but here's something that I think you and I have in common, is that I think there is a tendency to think that information equals wisdom. So our generations have, like almost from birth, had more access to information and knowledge and understanding at our fingertips. What we have at our fingertips is what you had to go and dig through a library to get before. And even there, you didn't have all of the information. You would have to find out other ways to come across it. But we have so much information right now. It's very easy for us to go to Google or to go to TikTok for things to be able to get understanding for our lives. But the catch of it is this, is just because we have information and we have knowledge does not mean it doesn't mean that we have understanding for what that means for our lives and what God has for us. See, the thing is, our relationship with God is what gives us an understanding. So when we don't know and we feel like we're in a dark place or an apathetic place or a confused place, we don't have to have the pressure to have all the answers. There's been a lot of times in my life where I've been like, man, I really don't know if this is the right answer. I think this is what God is leading me to do, so I'm going to step out and do it. And then over time, God confirms that and he says, hey, yeah, you did the right thing. Because here's the thing, I don't need to have all the answers. And I think sometimes our generation feels like we need to know, we need to understand, which I think is great. But like, we don't have to put all of our trust in our own understanding. And just being honest, we can't put our trust in our own understanding because we can't know it all. We need someone who knows it all to be able to advise us.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the last thing, and we're walking through this verse, is seek his will in all you do. Man, no matter what you've done or where you are in life, God wants to speak to you. We serve a very personal God, a God who is not quiet, a God who is up close and personal and has a will and plan for your life. So maybe you were born into money, or maybe you weren't. Maybe you had opportunities and maybe you didn't. Maybe you were popular, maybe you weren't. Here's the thing, no matter who you are, God has a plan for you and God wants to speak to you because he is personal. So it's up to us to seek after him, to open up our hearts to what his will is for us and seek after that because, man, God has a plan for your life no matter the circumstances you're facing. That is a constant that will always remain, that God has a will and plan for you. And it's so encouraging in that way.
Yeah, so if you're heading into this season, obviously be excited. There's a lot of things to be excited about. But also recognize that if you start to feel some of those doubts or concerns, you go like, man, this didn't look the way that I thought it would. Hey, good news is God's there. He knows it and he's above it all. And he's going to 100% help you through it. Yeah. So with that, let's pray.
Yeah. God, we thank you so much for who you are. We thank you that you're a God that we can depend on, that even when the circumstances around us are falling apart and maybe when things don't turn out the way they're supposed to, it's frustrating, but we can look to you and depend on you because you are always consistently a good father to us. You are consistently loving, consistently gracious. So we trust in you, we lean on you in those seasons, and in this season right now of all this craziness, we choose to look and point our eyes to you because we believe in your power and in your glory and in your majesty. We just thank you so much for who you are, and we pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode of Red TV. We will see you next Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, take care.